Hello, all my beautiful souls, and welcome to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah, and today I will be doing a reading for the beautiful sign of Taurus for the month of November. As always, take only what resonates. Don't try to have something fit if it doesn't resonate with you. And I've already meditated on the cards, I've already shuffled the cards, and this is the spread that I have for you today. In the past position, we have the Knight of Cups, clarified by the Sun. In the obstacle position, we have the Eight of Swords, clarified by the Nine of Wands. In the present position, we have the Moon card. The Moon card is definitely an interesting card. You will be moody in the month of November, so you will be sort of maybe a little bit too much in your head. You will be kind of following your intuition and trying to decipher things as they truly are rather than as they seem. The moon here is clarified by the Queen of Pentacles, and the future outcome position, you have the Wheel of Fortune clarified by the King of Cups. So very interesting spread that we have for you, Taurus. But let's dive right in. In the past position, you have the Knight of Cups, which is a really positive card. Emotionally speaking, you had this wonderful vibration. You had this very light-hearted way about you. Your energy moved really kind of light, and it wasn't too heavy. It wasn't too overthinking. It was a really fun energy that you had in the recent past, and it's clarified by the Sun, which tells me that you experienced some sort of like a healing journey that helped you see things that you were not aware of before, that helped you learn things about yourself, that helped you understand more about the world that you're living in. Maybe someone admitted something to you and opened their heart to you, and you were able to understand them on a deeper level. The Knight of Cups is a really positive card. It tells me that you were able to follow your heart. You were able to use your fun, light energy in order to accomplish goals and in order to accomplish your dreams. And it's the Sun card in particular. It's a major arcana card, and it is so powerful and so magnetic that it influences the nearby cards also in a positive way. And it also reminds you to always try to have this childlike approach to things. Always keep your heart open, always have that kind of innocent approach to things, because it will help you really maximize your experience and really get the most out of your journey as well. Now, in the obstacle position, you do have the Eight of Swords, which definitely is a card that tells me that you are too much in your head. You are overthinking about things. You're looking much more deeper than you need to, and so you sort of create things that aren't there. It could be that you have some fear. A lot of it kind of points to your past experiences. It's almost like you're fighting old battles in your head, and applying what you've learned in the past to the future. But the world kind of changes, and so you have to not apply what you've learned necessarily, but be open to trying things differently and not not getting too stuck in your past experiences, if you will. But this combination, the Eight of Swords with the Nine of Wands, is squarely pointing towards you, that you're the one who is overthinking, that you're the one who is, trying to calculate every possible outcome, and therefore prepare for every possible outcome, and so on and so forth, when instead you should be meditating and connecting with the divine consciousness and moving energy when it comes to your chakras, so that you're able to feel when you want to feel and speak when you want to speak, and so on and so forth. With the Nine of Wands in the obstacle position, that definitely tells me that you need to remember that sometimes we create battles in our head, and so try to stay away from that, and also make sure you're taking the time to rest as well, and connect with yourself before connecting with others. Now, in the present position, you have the Moon card, clarified by the Queen of Pentacles. Definitely, in the month of November, you will be changing your mind about something after you realize, what things actually are. So you're in the process of trying to figure out, different things in your life, and there's something you're going to be changing your mind about, as it relates to stability and security, because you do have the Queen of Pentacles in the clarifying position, and so maybe your inner world is becoming so much more richer that your outer world is not really asking for additional stuff, right? The more your inner world becomes richer, the less you focus on outer things, right? Getting a new car or a bigger house, or better clothes or whatever. The more you read, the more you do other things, including meditating, the more you realize that imagination is such a powerful divine force, that there's so many things you are creating and exploring on the inside, that there's really not a lot of time you want to devote towards creating a big pile of money, if you will, because ultimately, there is a theory that the more you achieve on the outside, it points to the fact the more you are insecure on the inside. And so, you spend your 20s and your 30s, working really hard and, getting more money and getting more stuff. And then you spend the rest of your life trying to get rid of the stuff that you spent, that you worked so hard to get, or whatever. So it's a bit of a cycle. And so the inner world, as more rich it becomes, the less of a cycle you will be finding yourself in. Your inner world is becoming more stable. There's a lot more stability when it comes to your energy, when it comes to the way you look at things and interpret things. You also are a very renowned person in your life for helping people ground themselves. When they come around you, they immediately feel grounded. They feel like they're in the right place in the right time just by being around your energy. And so definitely trusting your intuition more is something that you want to do in the month of November, because after all, all the answers are on the inside, and they they do communicate with you from the inside. The answers provide, that is what you need. And there's a whole universe on the inside of you. So there's like you're a whole important universe, if you will, in itself. So the moon card in the present position definitely tells me that you are balancing your conscious self and the subconscious self. And there's a lot of messages that are coming through from your subconscious self, the most important part of you, that dictates how you live and why you do the things that you do. The subconscious part of you is coming online and is feeding you different messages. So make sure to pay attention, especially in the month of November, because it is a very transformative time in the month of November. The closer we get to the end of the year, the more transformations are happening. There is also a lot of talk about the three-eye atlas that is happening. Some people believe that it's some sort of like a divine thing that's going to influence all of us positively. It's like consciousness that's alive. I mean, I'm not sure how much of what I heard I believe, but there is a lot of transformation that is happening right now. So my advice definitely is focus and make sure that you are living your life rather than reading too much news or paying attention to the things that are happening across the world, if you will. Now, in the future outcome position, you have the Wheel of Fortune clarified by the King of Cups. This is a really, really wonderful combination because, of course, the Wheel of Fortune is a positive major arcana card. It's a card that has very rich symbolism. Many believe that it speaks about the lifetimes that you've lived in this lifetime, right? Because if you look back at everything, it's almost like you've already lived 2, 3, 4 lives just in one lifetime. And so the Wheel of Fortune is considered to be a destiny card, a powerful card, and it's saying that your destiny is coming into play. Luck and fortune is on your side. The timing is just happening to be in your favor. So the month of November is going to be a very lucky one for you, Taurus. So try not to change your mind too much as you go through it. But the Wheel of Fortune also points to, like a sudden change that comes about for the better. It's really making you feel emotionally fulfilled. Emotionally speaking, it's definitely part for you. This time, this specific period is going to be very emotionally fulfilling and satisfying, and it's also pointing to the fact that there is some kind of a lucky break. Something happens to you quite easily and quite positively, so that you can really take a break from all the overthinking and over preparing that you've been doing. We've got some kind of marriage. Now, marriage can point, this is a tea leaf card, marriage can point to a union. It's a union. It could be an actual marriage between, two people. that have fallen in love and want to start their life. This could also be a union in business sense. This could also be a union in friendship sense. So it's, it's a really positive card. We also have a gavel, involvement with the law. So just because it's involvement with the law doesn't necessarily mean that it is negative or anything. It could be that you're signing some kind of document, a loan, an agreement, an application. It could be something that is very positive for you. You also have mule. Someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. So always remember that if you're encountering this type of energy, it's reflecting your energy. What are you being stubborn about? If you are encountering a stubborn person, they're teaching you about you being stubborn. What are you being stubborn about? And then you're on the right way going there. We also have the month of December. Something wonderful is happening. We also have an egg. Success assured with good plans and hard work. So there you go. Let's see what we've got when it comes to angel and ancestor oracle card as well. And we have summer, bask in joy and light. Definitely the month of November is a good time for you. The reason I say that is because you have the sun and the moon, which tells me that you are really kind of well balanced in the month of November, because the sun gives that warmth, the moon gives that shadow. So it's both of these cards are good to have in the spread. You also have the Knight of Cups as well as the King of Cups, which tells me that you are leveling up when it comes to your emotions. Your emotions are going to be quite manageable. They're going to be quite a good resource for you. They have it's almost like your emotions went to the gym and they worked out and they're all fit and ready, like they are in a good place when it comes to the month of November. It doesn't mean that it's going to be completely free of obstacles, but these obstacles mainly will be created by you overthinking and being so hard on yourself, as oftentimes you are, Taurus. The Shaman's Dream Oracle card. Let me see what we've got. We have Me Talks, repairing the body, mind, and spirit. So, definitely you want to do things to get rid of some of the negative energy in your space, some foreign energy. Again, as human beings, we live not just with other human beings, but we also share this planet with ghosts. We share this planet with spirits. We share this planet with all kinds of beings, right? And so when you are detoxing, when you're cleansing your energy, you're not just cleansing your energy from the foods you shouldn't eat or other habits you have that aren't super healthy, but you're also cleansing your energy from other energies that may walk past you on the street when you are running to a meeting, if you will. So resetting the body, mind, spirit is very important to do on a consistent basis, and it helps you kind of reset your energies so that you feel energized to go forward and achieve greater dreams, or enhance the dreams that you already have in your life. So that's, important to remember and be aware of. And let me just do an energy oracle card. Let me just pull one more card for you, Taurus, and see. In the pagan times, in the old times, people were aware that we live on this planet with other beings. But then they started programming us, and so that's why you have depression. That's why you have anxiety. Because if you truly understand that you are an eternal being, you don't, anxiety is foreign energy. It's not your energy. Your body's built for success. Energy oracle card, we've got man holding a heart. Now this could mean a few different things. It could mean a literal, someone is approaching you because they're recognizing that, you're beautiful and they're vibrating on the same channel as you are. So for some of you, it could actually be someone that notices you and wants to get to know you, and the more they get to know you, the more passionate they feel. This could also be, someone who is just compassionate and empathetic, and someone who has an open heart and, perhaps sees you in need of good advice, or in need of some kind of a, helping hand, and is willing to have their heart open and have their, positive outlook in life, and kind of help you in that regard. So a man holding a heart could mean a few different things, but it's generally a very positive meaning, suggesting that someone is open to your energy and, helping you or working with you or being with you in some capacity that makes you feel, quite optimistic about the future. I hope you enjoyed this reading, Taurus. I hope the month of November is absolutely fabulous. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.